When you're standing in front of a pile of contracts, receipts, or old family photos, the first question that pops into your head is usually, will this scanner actually make my life easier? Or am I just adding another piece of equipment that gathers dust? That hesitation is real, especially when the market is full of glossy ads promising lightning-fast speeds and crystal-clear images. I'm going to walk through the Fujitsu ImageScanner Fi8290 the way a buyer would, looking at what it does day to day, where it saves you time or money, and whether it's a good fit for the way you work. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First off, let's set the stage for the kind of environment this machine was built for. The Fi8290 is a flatbed scanner with an automatic document feeder, ADF, that can handle up to 100 sheets in a single pass. It sits on a desk and weighs just under 30 pounds, so you won't be moving it around the office once it's set up. The optical resolution tops out at 600 dpi, which is more than enough for standard business documents, clear text, and even decent quality photos when you need a digital backup. What matters most, though, is how those specs translate into everyday workflow. If you run a small office, a legal practice, or a bookkeeping service, you'll quickly notice that the ADF is the workhorse here. I've seen users feed a stack of client intake forms, and the scanner pulls each page through with a steady, quiet hum, producing a searchable PDF in under a minute per 20-page batch. The real strength is consistency. Pages emerge without the dreaded double feeds or jams that plague cheaper models. That reliability means you spend less time troubleshooting and more time actually processing the documents you need. For people who have to scan hundreds of pages each week, that consistency translates directly into saved labor hours, which is where the value really shows up. On the flip side, the Fi8290 isn't a portable solution. Its footprint is similar to a small printer, and at nearly 30 pounds, it's not something you'll want to tuck into a laptop bag. If you're a freelance photographer who only needs to scan a few images a month, you'll probably find the size and price disproportionate to your needs. The scanner also caps at 600 dpi, which is fine for text and standard photos. But if you're looking to capture archival quality scans of fine art or want to enlarge images for prints, you'll be better served by a dedicated high-resolution flatbed that reaches 1200 dpi or more. Another practical point is how the Fi8290 integrates with your existing software stack. Fujitsu bundles its own scanning utility, which handles basic file formats like PDF, TIFF, and JPEG, but the real advantage comes when you pair it with third-party OCR tools. The scanner's output is clean enough that OCR engines pick up nearly every character, making searchable PDFs almost effortless. If you already use Microsoft Office or cloud services like Google Drive, the Fi8290's driver lets you send scans directly to those locations, cutting out the extra step of moving files around. That kind of seamless workflow is often overlooked in spec sheets, but it's what keeps a busy desk moving. Now let's talk about the hidden trade-offs that can catch first-time buyers off guard. The scanner's build is solid metal rollers, a sturdy lid, and a well-engineered feed path. However, because of that durability, the unit can be a bit noisy when the ADF is engaged. In a quiet office environment, the whirring might be noticeable, especially if you're scanning large batches during a meeting. Also, the scanner doesn't include a built-in document feeder that can handle mixed-size papers. You'll need to keep everything uniform in size and orientation, otherwise you risk jams. It's a small detail, but if your paperwork includes a mix of invoices, receipts, and letterheads, you'll have to sort them before feeding the stack. So who should consider the Fujitsu ImageScanner Fi8290? If you're a small to medium business that needs to digitize large volumes of documents on a regular basis, the reliability of the ADF and the clean 600 dpi output make it a solid investment. It's also a good match for educational institutions that need to scan student work or archival records without sacrificing speed. On the other hand, if you're an occasional home user, say, someone who only wants to scan a few family photos a year, or if you need ultra-high-resolution scans for graphic design work, you'll likely get more bang for your buck with a lighter, higher-resolution scanner. In terms of price-to performance, the Fi8290 sits in the mid-range to premium bracket, but the real ROI comes from the time saved on batch scanning and the reduced need for post-scan cleanup. The absence of frequent paper jams means fewer interruptions, and the consistent image quality reduces the chance of having to rescan documents that came out blurry or misaligned. For businesses where each scan page is a billable hours saved, that adds up quickly. Before I wrap up, a quick note on support and longevity. Fujitsu has a reputation for reliable hardware.